Human race history, mainstream science versus forbidden archaeology. Introduction. There exist numerous theories explaining the evolution and the existence of man. The widely accepted theory on the origin of man is the theory of evolution. The other theories include the creation theory, which varies according to the religion one professes, and the theory that man is a product of biological engineering by the spacemen, or more conventionally, extraterrestrials. The theory of evolution is the commonplace theory among those who delight in considering themselves to be enlightened or scientifically opinionated. This group, unfortunately, appears to be on a dogmatic level. This can be assumed to be the case based on their stand on what should be considered as fact. The principle of scientific investigation, and what should count as fact for a scientific mind, should be that which can be supported by evidence. Through evidence, the information or subject matter in contention can be falsified or proved to be true and also can be justified as actual knowledge. There's a lot of evidence that suggests that the technological and cultural history of man is older than what mainstream science suggests. Discussion. The field of forbidden archaeology gained popularity in 1993 after the publication of the book titled Forbidden Archaeology: The Hidden History of the Human Race by Michael Cremo and Richard Thompson. Proponents of this field opine that the theories proposed by mainstream science on the origin and history of modern man are wrong. In their book, Cremo and Thompson discuss the different archaeological evidence that suggests that the history of man is as long as the history of the world itself. The gathering and collection of data and investigation of phenomena in the area of archaeology are majorly dependent on pre-established techniques such as dating methods. Such techniques are universal, and opinion should squarely be dependent on accumulated data or the derived data. But as much as this should be the case, it is not. Documented evidence, and what Cremo and Thompson call knowledge filters, seem to prevent the unbiased collection and interpretation of facts from the evidence. Knowledge filters, simply put, refer to the mechanisms established by the authorities of a given field to prevent the release of evidence or factual data that would otherwise question the orthodox and pre-established beliefs. In the area concerning the history of man, evolution has been turned not only to being an orthodox belief but a system of beliefs. Contrary to the philosophy of science, a philosophy that helped overthrow the conventional belief in the heliocentric system to the geocentric system, such dogmatic defense of beliefs even with sufficient admissible evidence does not seem to be the case. If science is as bias-free as the proponents of evolution would want us to believe, then anything contrary should be considered without prejudice or appeals to authority. Evolution, as a scientific fact, estimated that modern man appeared roughly 100,000 years ago. However, the likes of David Hancock and Michael Cremo have come to reject this. Their rejection of the evolutionary estimations about the advent of man does not stem from religious undertones or spiritual foundations but through the accepted methods of data collection and interpretation. Many popular topics in the field of forbidden archaeology support the claim that the cultural and technological history of man stretches beyond 12,000 years as suggested by mainstream science. These topics include the discovery of an ancient city beneath the Cuban waters, evidence of ancient UFOs, and evidence of the lost city of Atlantis. Scientists from a Canadian company are reported to have discovered an ancient city deep in the Cuban waters. At the time of this discovery, the exact nature of the city was not yet clear, but scientists believe that the submerged city must have been built thousands of years ago. The scientists reported that some of the images they had observed indicated that the structures in the lost city were circular while others were built in pyramids. They opined that the city could have been 6,000 years old, meaning that thriving civilizations existed long before other popular civilizations such as the ancient Egyptian civilization. UFO enthusiasts are of the view that UFO phenomena were present as early as 1460 BC. Aubeck and Vallee provide a list of over 500 unexplained aerial observations dating as early as 1460 BC. Some ancient artifacts have engravings of flying saucers and other aerial vehicles, a fact that suggests there existed other civilizations that were much ahead of the human race in terms of technology. Such evidence challenges the ideas presented by mainstream science that modern man's history is approximately 12,000 years old. The legend of the lost city of Atlantis is another topic that the field of forbidden archaeology has focused on in a bid to counter the notion that human civilization is approximately 12,000 years old. Available evidence suggests that the city of Atlantis could have existed. The evidence points out that the city could have flourished about 3,500 years ago and that it was destroyed by a giant tsunami. Archaeological evidence and facts contained in stories passed down from one generation to another suggest that the people of Atlantis were advanced in terms of technology. Such discoveries add doubt to the notion presented by mainstream science that the history of modern man is only 12,000 years old. Conclusion. In light of this and other evidence, questions must continue to be raised about man's history. The continued discovery of ancient artifacts, tools, and buried cities suggests that the human race has been in existence for quite a long time. Mainstream science suggests that the technological and cultural history of modern man dates back to approximately 12,000 years. However, evidence from the field of forbidden archaeology suggests otherwise.